Give y'all this real history of Mama Moses, Harriet Tubman. Not that watered down y'all got on the movie over there. And I'm going to be real. You can't have nobody from Britain. You can't even have nobody from Africa or the islands play none of them parts, man. When you tell this story, you got to give them the real, man. You got to have the African Americans because they ain't nobody got no fire like how we got about slavery. You see what I'm saying? And you can't use no white people from England or from the island or any of that. You see what I'm saying? You got to go down south to Mississippi. You got to go to South Carolina and Georgia and get the white people. You got to be able to feel the hate coming through the screen. You see, the people, you know what I'm saying? You got to feel the freedom coming through the screen of the people when you tell this story. So can't nobody else do it. That's why that movie flopped. But, all right. Now, one day they on a slave plantation, right? And one of the little slave boys run off, talking about he want him some freedom, so he start running. And the slave master tell Harriet them to go chase him down. He know he wasn't gonna catch him. So the little slave boy, he runs, he gets a little ways, but he run into this little store and get trapped because there's a one door, one way in, one way out. And Harriet catches him and start beating him and beating him and beating him. So he gets away. He inside the store with them, and they trying to corner him before they can capture him. So he runs towards the door, and the store owner pick up a 3-pound weight and throw it and try to hit the little boy and made a mistake and hit Harriet in the head. That's why she was having them fainting spells. You see what I'm saying? I know most of y'all didn't even know that, but that's why she used to have them little fainting spells. So, so she one night Harriet get word that her brother's gonna be sold off the plantation that she on. You see what I'm saying? This before the Underground Railroad and all that. And she telling her husband, like, look, they finna try to sell my brothers. We gonna escape. Now, her husband was comfortable being a slave, and he against everything. And she finds out that he gonna tell that they finna try to escape, right? You see what I'm saying? And so she ended up killing her husband and escaping that next Saturday night, because every Saturday night was the night to escape. So her and her brother hit the woods. They running. And, soon as the plantation get out of sight, her brother start getting scared and want to turn around. So she ended up letting them turn around and go back, and she just kept running. You see what I'm saying? And she hid in this white lady house. You see what I'm saying? They put up under this the beginning of the Underground Railroad. Now, they put her up under the house and hid her. They come looking for her. You see what I'm saying? And at that time, if you was a part, the slaves escaping, you could be hanged, you could be charged, with criminal acts, thrown in jail, fines, and all kind of shit. So the abolitionist people did risk their life for doing that. You see what I'm saying? But they felt like since they had slaves too, you see what I'm saying? They felt like they into that Bible, so they felt like they, was going against God by participating in the slave trade. And so they wanted to try to undo some of the, wickedness that they had done. You see what I'm saying? So she, our people love them stars, right? So she follows the North Star all the way to Canada. Now, so she free. You see what I'm saying? And Canada racist today too. They be black facing too. Yes, they do. They racist just as any. Just as that's America anyway. But anyway, she escapes for the first time. So now she know the route. So she goes back down to try to free her family. You see what I'm saying? And when she gets down there, by the time she get back, she, all in the papers to where they trying to catch her because they have figured out what she was doing. You see what I'm saying? And she would always walk with this little chicken, right? Just in case, you know what I mean? Because she kept a gun, but just in case, somebody walked up to her. So you got stories like when, the white men will be on horses walking up to her, and, she act like the chicken flew out of her hand and like she trying to chase and get the master chicken. And cause you had to have like a hall pass to be out on the streets at this time. You see what I'm saying? So, she so that right there was her decoy, you know what I'm saying, her little hall pass. And it was just like a diversion type, one of the things she would do. You see what I'm saying? But now she gets back down in the Virginia, North Carolina area. You see what I'm saying? And she trying to free her family and other slaves. You see what I'm saying? Now she grabs a group of slaves and she taking them back. And this pregnant woman and this family, you see what I'm saying? A pregnant woman, and she was holding the baby. They want to go turn around and go back. Now she pulls the gun on them like I can't let you do that. You will go back and tell what we doing. You see what I'm saying? So fortunately, she didn't have to kill them. They kept on pushing. But it was a whole bunch of times that they would get scared in the woods. Oh, Lord, here come Master. He going to kill us for leaving. You see what I'm saying? That fear, man. You see what I'm saying? But she would have to pull the gun out on them immediately. Like, I'm about to kill you dead now. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to let you leave. And a lot of people, she could have freed more people if a lot of people didn't have that mentality. You know what I'm saying? So she goes up, she gets them free, gets them across the border or whatever. She goes back to get some more. Now this time she want to grab her family, her mama and her brothers and all that. So she grabs all them, many of them she can. She get back down there, do her same thing. And a lot of times she would have to travel, like I said, during the day. That's why she would always have that little chicken with her. You know what I'm saying? Luckily it worked. You see, it sound crazy, but that's true. So she gets her family up out of there, and that kept going for 8 years. Hold on. That keep going for 8 years. To where she trying to get people back and forth. Now, like I said, they got me on her head and they want to, you see what I'm saying? Luckily, you see what I'm saying? None of the people, the abolitionists, John Brown, them, luckily none of them never got scared and told. You see what I'm saying? But to make a long story short, she gets her own house in New York. It's still there, a historical site. She dies, I think, in 1913. You see what I'm saying? And the white abolitionists, buried her as a general. You see what as a general. You see what I'm saying? With full military honors. That's facts. You see what I'm saying? But in that time they had the Civil War. You see what I'm saying? And even doing that, while they having the middle of a civil war, remember that was in Beaufort, South Carolina. So she had to cross through there to get further south, to Florida and all of that. She had to cross through the damn war. While they having the war, she having to sneak through, because there was no way you can get down south. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to stay close to the coast. You see what I'm saying? Beaufort, that's close to the coast. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times she would have to, like I said, in the daytime, going into the middle of a civil war, and she having to travel all through that and bringing people, trying to get them free. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. That's one of the most incredible stories of all time. So there is no way in the world you can be able to mess this up. You cannot use other actors from somewhere else. No offense, brothers and sisters, I love you. But y'all ain't go through what we went through over here. Only we know how that shit feel. Y'all feel a way about him, but it ain't as deep as how we feel about it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have the right African American actors, and you gotta go get the real racist white people, the ones, like on what's the ones, the one that they did, the first movie ever made here, with the KKK and all that my man did. Y'all know which one I'm talking. Any of them, long as you got the right cast of characters, you can make this movie work. But it can't be watered down at all. You got to tell it straight, just like how I just told it. You see it, just how I just told it. That's how you gotta tell it. You see what I'm saying? So, Job Power family, that's the history, not the watered down, but the real history of Harriet Tubman.